This is the Elder Scrolls Online webcast and podcast, brought to you by Alith, the fun, no pressure, social and casual ESO guild based on the European megaserver. Welcome to episode 2 of Alith-Cast. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Chris Hawk, and with me today is Sophie M. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? You all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good, very good. Exciting show.
Lots and lots to talk about this time.
Oh yes.
As if we didn't have enough to talk about anyway.
Yeah, as if we didn't talk about enough last time. And joining us again, our guest presenter, we have Deltia. Sorry.
Yeah. You see my netch fell off.
You upset the next.
Upset the netch.
We have GeraintAmbrosia. How are you doing, mate?
Hey, I'm fine. My head
Very
hurt,
good,
but
very good.
not anymore.
You've not got a sweaty head anymore.
Nope.
No.
Netch is
I'm not even going to go down the route of that it was a bull netch.
It was a bull netch. One of my little family.
So how many have you got now? I haven't got any. I'm totally jealous.
3 now.
I've got 3 now.
I'm so jealous.
If you're observant, you can see mine hiding back there somewhere along with the cat.
And the
Along
mug.
with the cat licking its butt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a
And on
weekly-
today's show,
monthly thing.
we have the cat licking its butt.
Oh, that cat. Oh, sorry, guys.
Well, she always does that, at least in the last episode too. So.
Well, this is true. And today's competition is spot the cat licking its butt. No. Right. So on today's show, what haven't we got on today's show? Mahusive news. We all know what the Mahusive news is, but yeah, we've got huge news, huge updates. We're not necessarily gonna shorten the show tonight, but the whole ESO world has exploded, so there are some sections that we're gonna leave out from last time. We're having just the one competition tonight. There's no player build tonight, unless you want it to be. This could well be a 3-hour show anyway. So unless you want it to be an all-nighter, we're going to slim things down a bit.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. I'm sure we can rustle something up for next time. Definitely. Okay, so on with the show, and this section is roughly entitled Elder Scrolls News.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Or the rest of the show. So, going back what seems like an age, we had the news that they were doing what they said they would never do, which is increase the veteran ranks to VR 16. The whole world is up in arms. Yeah.
Not all of us.
Not all of us. No, I must admit, not all of us. Well, let's sort of summarise what we've got. We've got your maximum veteran rank is going up from 14 to 16. It's hinted that there might be future increases until they get a hold on where they're going with its replacement, which appears to be the champion system. But it's such a huge change to the game that just for the short term, we're going to have increases in veteran ranks. And along with that, to sort of allay some of the worries that people had about veteran ranks as a whole, which were not universally popular, is that getting your veteran ranks is going to be easier. We've got a raft of changes to, excuse me if I read some notes. We've got some big changes as far as veteran ranks, getting them is concerned. It is going to be 15% easier to get your veteran ranks. I know my last veteran rank, I think it was 1 million XP points. So it's only going to be 850,000 XP points this time when it goes live. Your public dungeons, you're going to get 100% more XP for those. 50% more XP for veteran rank quests, so that it's not, you can grind if you want, but it's not going to be necessary to grind for your veteran ranks. And which I'm quite happy to see, 20% more XP in Krysalan as well.
Yay!
Yeah, which is going to be good. I mean, you know me, I'm a ZeniMax fanboy, so yeah, I'm hopping with glee with this. But I don't know. What do you guys think, Holly?
Definitely think it's a step in the right direction for the XP. I mean, the VR 16 thing, I find it interesting that so many people are angry. They keep saying they're going to get rid of veteran ranks and then they add more. Yeah, like Ambro over there.
Yeah.
But they have explained the reasoning behind it, and it's totally justifiable, and it doesn't actually do anyone any damage in the meantime. Basically, they've had to do it so that everything scales properly. Like, they're introducing new content, and it's harder content. So they can't leave people at VR 14 and expect them to do the hard content. Or that's what they say anyway. With the new items they've brought in, they have to scale it higher. So they have to make sure that our characters can go higher. To be honest, I wouldn't care if they left veteran ranks alone. I don't really understand. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't really understand why they have to get rid of veteran ranks. I don't understand what we could gain from losing veteran ranks.
Yeah. I mean, I had a discussion with, I think it was Icarax, on the forums about sort of vertical progression and horizontal progression, and how, I mean, this is your first MMO, isn't it? Yeah. So it doesn't really matter which way it goes for you. Whereas I'm sort of like I'm like the inbred MMO player where I'm used to a vertical progression. But yeah, I don't really mind for the time being. I'd hate to see everybody really in a major funk about it. Speaking about major funk, Geraint, you have some choice words about the matter, I believe.
Yeah, my Goar is telling me I should behave when I talk about this. So I'm not totally against veteran ranks. I don't like how they implement it in combination with the DLC. I mean, maybe we get into details more a bit later, because for me there are like two sections that they posted. There are like the patch notes for the DLC for Imperial City, and the one that is the basic patch notes. What I don't like with it is that basically you have to buy the DLC to do some of the parts that you are getting from the basic patch for veteran ranks. So, I mean, I'm going into detail now, but crafting, for example, there are enchantments and stuff like that you can only get, at least from the patch notes, that you can only get from Imperial City, like and for alchemy, like the VR 14 water you get only in Imperial City. I mean, you get the VR 10 too, but those is in Krysalan.
They are not bound, so it's not
okay,
going to be long before people are collecting.
That's true, but still, if you are not buying the DLC because you don't like PvP, for example, you still have to have someone that either gives it to you in the guild, or you have to buy it most likely at the first time for very expensive prices at guild stores, because you can't get to them. also for the crafting for I don't know, woodworking, clothing, and blacksmithing. There are some items that we go to that in detail later, that you have to only get from Imperial City, and that's what I don't like. I mean, you have really two sections on the forum, on the official forums, where they basically split up DLC and basic patch. But when they are going into details for the basic patch, they basically all said available in Imperial City. So what now? I mean, if it's an open patch, then make it available for everyone and not force people that don't want to buy it to do it. But yeah, more in detail later. But in general, I'm okay with veteran ranks. I just don't like how they are implemented in combination with the DLC.
With the itemization, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
I presume as they go along and bring in, is it Orsinium?
Orsinium, yes, that's next.
Which will be another DLC. You'll be able to harvest these nodes, but then again, that's another DLC, and obviously that's not available to everyone.
That's like holiday season, Christmas or something. So
they did say that they will bring in VR10 water to Krysalan.
Yeah, that's in Krysalan. That's okay, but that's VR10, but not max level. Max level is Imperial City.
But it will scale. I know it's not the same. I know. I'm just trying to, it will scale. So it's not as if you're completely ruined if you don't have the DLC.
Yeah.
You can.
I can already see. I'm taking the bad part today. So.
Bad cop.
No, I'm frantically reading the patch notes about the new crafting tiers and that, and yeah, it's quite interesting. It'd be interesting to see if a lot of people bring that particular point up, where some of the progression in the game is held behind a content wall,
there will be
a DLC wall. There is bound to be that. Yeah, there's bound to be that brought up. Yeah, definitely, and it's a good point. It really is. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, actually.
I hadn't considered that, actually. No.
I'm such a fanboy, and I was hopping up and down with glee about the patch that, yeah,
we're hopping up and down with glee because we'll have the DLC because we subscribe, so we don't have to worry about paying money to get these things.
This is true. Yeah. So, following on is the big DLC itself, which is Imperial City, which I'm going to have to read notes to summarise, because it is really...
Show off your notes.
It is. I mean, I printed them off this morning, and...
War and Peace.
It's War and Peace.
There were a lot of notes. And like half of it is fixes. Have you actually read them?
It is.
So many fixes, and they've detailed every single one of them.
There's like this much. Well, no, there's still pink on it, so it can't. There's more. Right. This much is probably what everybody wants to know about. This much which is great. I mean, for there to be this much work has gone into it with fixes and little changes and tweaks is really good. I'm really impressed.
The patch notes show just how big it is. I mean, the patch itself was 13 gigabytes on the PTS?
Yeah, about that.
Yes.
And that's on top of the PTS download already. I already had that.
If you haven't had it yet, yeah.
So it's just the
I let it run overnight, so
patch. 13
I have to say,
gigabytes. But it's coming out on the 31st
It's
of
the 31st
August
of
for
August.
PC and Mac.
PC,
Yeah.
I am bad and I'm not exactly sure about Xbox and PlayStation, but I know it's a couple of weeks later.
15th and 16th, as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, so about
For the
4 months.
September.
Yeah.
And it's
Also-
going to cost 2,500 crowns or free for subscribers. So I will get it free.
Yeah, me too.
But
Yeah.
it's actually quite cheap considering how big it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah.
controversial
No.
because
It
technically
is.
they promised this a long time ago and they haven't added it in. So now to charge for it, I suppose, is maybe a
Well,
bit cheeky.
If you compare it, I mean, you have to divide it. Like I mentioned before, there are two separate patches in one patch. So the DLC itself is not as big as you would imagine if you read all the patch notes, because the patch notes for Imperial City are pretty small.
Are quite small.
Okay,
Yes, they are.
okay.
Yes.
So I mean, yeah, there's a new area and new content with PvE and stuff, but if you compare the
it
patch
evens
notes,
out.
it's only like a fourth or something is Imperial
Yeah.
from the patch notes. I mean.
It works out in how much does it work out in currency? 2,500 crowns. Is it about?
$25 or what? I
Yeah,
guess
it's like
it's
something like that.
£19 or something like that.
About
Yeah.
possibly.
a bit over 20 euros. Yeah, 22 euros or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or
Which sort of, if you compare it to, I'm trying to think of the last one that I purchased. Similar
mounts?
sort of thing. Yeah, the mounts. Yeah, I mean,
3,000 crowns for the mount.
3,000 crowns for a mount.
I bought it.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah, I've had two.
I got the
if-
tiger mounts, not the AFC one. The AFC one was more, wasn't it?
The icy one, I think.
The ISO one worth
was
3,000. I think
was
it was
3,000 crowns. Yeah, yeah, I
One
believe it was.
3,000 now. Yeah.
So if we look at something like, let's say, Lord of the Rings Online, which had quite regular expansions, and they were in the region of, I'd hesitate to say, £20 to £25, possibly something like that. World of Warcraft expansions, they've been in the same sort of
Price range.
ballpark area. So no, it isn't bad. Content updates are supposed to be coming out quarterly, so for them to keep the cost down is sensible, because while we've got all the content hungry people out there who would love to have content quarterly, to have to pay all this money quarterly would be a stretch for people. So, but Imperial City itself,
Yes.
we have the whole of, yes, I mean, you saw it first in Oblivion, and it's actually been scaled up, hasn't it? Because it needs to be a bigger area for first person players to play in. Yes, I'm so jealous I've not been in yet.
Honestly, I stayed up far too late last night.
So we've got the 6 Imperial districts, same as there was in Oblivion. Did you ever get that expansion in Oblivion?
In Oblivion?
It was really good in Oblivion.
Princess has created a whole new game. Awesome.
There was, we've got the 6 districts. I'm just reading down the notes that we've got. We've got an open PvE / PvP zone. Each district has its own unique story.
Quest line. Yeah.
Its own quest line. Yep. It has, once you've completed the quest line, it unlocks daily quests then after that. It has each of them have a trophy vault where you collect trophy items, and you can then go and open trophy vault for fat loot, which is, we all like that.
Yeah, I found out you need 60 of
Yes.
these trophy pieces to open one of these vaults.
You do.
Found that
Yeah.
interesting.
I think that will be easier to get than people imagine.
Yeah, I was in there for
Yeah,
a couple of hours last night, and I came out with a few different ones. I hasten to add.
Yeah. Yes, I suppose that's the thing. If you get,
If
do you
go
have to have
exploring
60
in the
at the same
different
time?
districts, you get different
Yeah.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. To summarise, we've got the sewers, which is basically a public dungeon, multi-level public dungeon, which is PvP.
And pretty big.
Yeah, it's.
I saw
amazing.
the data mine screenshots, and it's really, really big.
Yeah, they didn't really show that on any of the presentations to a great extent, did they? The sides
No.
of the.
Yeah, just screenshot from the data mining so far on the
But
forums.
to put it in proportion, I mean, the sewers might look big, but when you get out into Imperial City from the sewers, you realize how big Imperial city is. It is massive. Proper massive. Like, you could get lost just going around a corner. It's huge. So the sewers really didn't seem that big last night when I was running around. I was quite happy to get back to the sewers.
I have a problem with cities. When I first started playing MMO, I played EverQuest 2, and the cities in that weren't very big. I would get lost just walking down the street. So there's no way I'm going in there on my own. I'd never get out.
Oh, no. Do not go in on your own. Guys, if you're on PTS, don't go in on your own, please. Even if you pug it, get a group.
Yeah. What else have we got? We've got 2 new PvE dungeons, both with normal and veteran. And they look absolutely awesome. That is White Gull Tower and the Imperial Prison.
And they've been added to the pledges as well, the Undaunted pledges. You will now be able to pick those up and do them as your daily.
City of Ash is now also a pledge.
Yeah, Veteran City of Ash. Yeah.
Yes. That's
I love that.
That's a scary pledge. That is a scary pledge. Veteran City of Ash. And what else have we got? We've got some things which we're going to detail a bit more later on. We've got the Telvar Stone system. 23 new armor sets.
Yeah, overkill. 23.
23.
Some of them are actually good.
Yeah, I seen some last night, and there was one that I was like, I will need that as soon as I get in here.
I haven't even got one armor set that I haven't crafted. So yeah, 23 armor sets. We've got 2 new armor motifs. One that is tied to Imperial City, and one that it's not even tied to. No, it's not tied to Imperial City at all, is it?
No.
To the game. It's part of the normal.
Part of the patch. The normal patch, the basic patch.
Yeah. I mean, what are you guys looking forward to most, other than I just can't imagine. But I'm just gonna go and just
explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what we tried to do last night. There was a group of Alith members, a couple of other officers, decided to go in as soon as we had it downloaded. It was on countdown. We're at 99%. Come on! And we went in and created our characters, and a few of us created the wrong characters. Like Christoph, he plays a sorcerer, and he managed to create a Dragon Knight.
Oh.
But, yeah, and I ended up there. Who was it? It was me and Fu, I think. We created our new characters, but we forgot to scale them, so we started in the prison. It's like, nope, went wrong there. Like, I'm not going through the whole thing just to get to Imperial City. But yeah, we got in there, and we were all really excited, obviously. So it didn't matter what was happening. We were all excited and happy to be there. So. But yeah, it's such a new world to explore. Like, it's nothing like what we have so far. It's really not. It's this huge built-up city, and there are mobs everywhere, like proper everywhere. And where there's not mobs, there's enemy players. It's just insane. Like, honestly, the amount of times that we just basically jumped off our safe ledge and okay, dead again.
Back up to the safe ledge. Yeah.
But I was really surprised at how many stones dropped. Like the Telvar stones, I was really a bit dubious about this. Like, that's really unfair. You know, I'm never going to get any stones because I'm just going to get killed, basically. But no, I picked up something like 182 last night. That's just being there, and I died like 70 times. I'm not even exaggerating.
That's almost onto the second tier, isn't it, where you start to get a multiplier.
Yeah, I think one of us ended up with 300 odd, so not that bad. But yeah, the sewers are not safe. Violet had about 300 stones on her and got cornered by a blue, I believe, and lost all her stones. So yeah, but so much fun, honestly. Even just exploring is hard because there's stuff everywhere. But I definitely advise everyone to go and have a look, even if it's just to have a look. So, I'm really excited.
Come on, Delta. Sorry, Geraint. He's going to get really annoyed with me now. You must be excited for something. We're going to have to get you in there and PvPing.
No.
Oh.
Nah, well, I have some points made up. What I like, what I don't like, and what I find neutral. So, I'm a PvE player, so for me, the two new PvE instances look nice. They have those vaults also that you can, if you have like 150 of those special items, you can open the vault and get special items.
Yeah.
So that sound pretty good. I also read on the forums that the difficulty is quite high, so that's also good.
Yes.
So overall, I think that the two new instances, I give my double thumbs ups. Concerning the new item sets, yeah, there are some that are craftable. I think one is for 5 pieces, one for 7 pieces, and one for 9 pieces.
Yeah.
Or researched thing that you can research for. You can
That's
craft.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty neutral on the gear because I'm mainly tanking. I'm mainly playing a tank, so we come to that special thing for tanks later. But
Yes.
gear-wise, I think tanks don't really have to change that much. There is some changes to his spark and Spectre's Eye actually, and there is one new set that is coming from I think PvP sets or bags or whatever they are. That's called Black Rose or something. That is also. I think you can also buy that with stones. Yeah, it's called Black Rose or something, and that also sounds okay. But now I'm coming to the bad part from the neutral part. So the first one was okay. Bad part is the Telvar stones. I really don't like the system. And I mean, I don't like it like that you lose everything when you get killed. So
Yeah.
I think they will change it.
I completely disagree with that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they will change it. There is a massive uproar on the forums about that. People are saying, I played 10 minutes, I don't want to even test or play Imperial City anymore, and I'm unsubbing and stuff like that. I mean, yes, people are always pointing out the bad parts, and only those people most likely post on the forums, but still, it's like a majority of people saying that is something that's really a no-go. And I'm pretty sure they will change it. Furthermore, you need 50 stones to even bank. So if you have like 51 stones, you only get 1 stone in the bank because 50 is basically the fee to bank.
It's still added in your total though, so you'll still have 51 stones in your bank.
They've changed that.
Okay, did they change it? Okay.
Yeah, they've changed that. Yeah, there's no penalty. You've got to have 50 to bank.
To activate it. Okay, good.
But
okay, then it's
everything
okay.
goes in there. Yeah.
Still, for me, I'm taking the part of the PvE player. Maybe I will do it like the first 2 weeks. I will take a look in, but I mean, I most likely have to PvP or get in there and kill mobs and hope to not get killed to get the stuff for crafting, which I mentioned before. So you need the Telvar stones to buy items for the new VR 15 and 16 crafting. Doesn't matter what, if it's blacksmithing or enchanting or provisioning or whatnot. So you basically have to PvP.
When it comes to that, though, actually, we went in as VR 14s, obviously. The mobs are VR 16 in Imperial City.
Oh, they are already. Okay,
they are VR 16, and we
in
were
the
only
dungeon
getting. Yeah, I wasn't in the PvE dungeons, I'm afraid. I don't know about those. But in Imperial City itself, they were VR 16 and they dropped VR 14 stuff. Okay. Yeah. So when we went to deconstruct them,
they drop your level.
We don't get new mats, but they did drop the crafting stone that you would need to craft that particular style. So
that's good. Yeah.
There's a bit of a bonus there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all bad with Telvar stones. I mean, as far as I know, you get also chests that aren't lootable. So as long as you don't open up those chests, and you get a certain amount of Telvar stones. It depends how many you get, because if you get like 10, then okay, I kill 2 mobs and I have 10 most likely. So
I think they said there was going to be a minimum, didn't they, in the boxes?
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure.
It's all too fresh at the moment. So
not entirely sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you get it from PvE also, and it can't be taken from you, like those chests or something, then it's okay-ish, I would say. But in general, I really don't like that 100% looting, because already at the PTS, where the incentives to test stuff, you already have people ganking the hell out of people. So I mean, you can't take the Telvar stones to the life server. Why do that? I mean, yes, it's basically an indicator what will happen when this thing goes live. It will be a massive gank fest.
I mean, I don't know, because when I heard about Telvar, I mean, a bit of background. I've never PvP'd in a game apart from ESO. I've always hated the idea. I think I've tried it once, walked out of the safe zone, got ganked, totally demoralised, never went back. You know what I mean? Never went back. Absolutely hated it. And then I enjoy a bit of PvP. I don't mind getting killed because it doesn't matter anymore. You know, you just go back in. There's no penalty for getting killed in the PvP. And when I heard about the Telvar Stone system, I was like, oh my god, I am so going to hate that. I really am so going to hate the Telvar Stone system. And then sort of reading into it with the looting. I mean, the looting 100% is not popular. I don't think it's going to be popular. But the way that the looting is going is that if one player kills you, that one player gets all your Telvar stones. If you get ganked by a group of
it will be split
20 players and you've got 20 Telvar stones, they get one.
Only if they hit you. Only if they hit you.
And only if they hit you. So let's say we've got a train, we've got a banana train. You know, we've all met banana trains, and they steamroll over you, and they're all hitting AoE. So they've all tagged you, they've all hit you. The loot that in Telvar stones that they're going to get isn't going to be fantastic. So I think you're possibly going to see smaller groups.
Of 4
yes,
to 6, I think.
Smaller groups of 4 to 6. And like Holly, you were saying that your Telvar stones go up very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even killing the most simplest mob there gains you stones. And actually, we found out last night, I don't know if it's meant to work like this, but if a group member kills a mob, even if you're not part of killing, if you're just standing nearby, you end up getting like 4 stones. So
I'm guessing that's going on the same loot principle as the PvP loot, where it's spread between the group.
Yeah.
So
it also depends on the costs. I think it also depends on the costs. How high are the costs for certain items with Telvar stones? I think the teleporter is like 500.
Pretty reasonable. Yeah, but you can pick those up. I managed to get one of those from a chest for free. So you don't have to spend your stones on things like that.
It depends on the cost. So there has to be a relation to drop rate and prices.
Yeah. And the other
like 100k Telvar stones, then
that is an awful lot. Yeah. And I mean, they've already said that. Let's not forget that they have said that they want to cater for everybody's perceived risk threshold. So if you want to go out and collect boxes of Telvar stones and then go back, stand next to the banker, open your boxes, you're perfectly safe. If you want to just get 50, take it back to the bank, get 50, take it back to the bank, you can do that. If you want, and I think a lot of people are going to fall foul of this, or maybe not fall foul of this, or get the excitement out of it, is where you suddenly find that your multiplayer's gone up to 2 and you're getting lots and lots of Telvar stones. There are going to be times when you're going to have so many on you and you're going to get killed and you're going to lose them all and you're going to be devastated.
Rage quit.
But, rage quit. But there are going to be those times where you've got all these Telvar stones and you make it back to the bank and you're just going to be, oh my god. You know, from looking at it and from hating it, I'm starting to think, I'm really going to enjoy this. I suppose until I get ganked about 20 times and don't
You know,
end up with any.
It's funny because I wondered how the mobs and the enemy players mixed together would actually work, and it's unreal. Like, you can be fighting a boss and all of a sudden 2 blues come sprinting out from the side, and one of them's a Nightblade and he ambushes, and the other one's a sorcerer, so he starts hitting the boss, and it's this multi-way battle, and it's so exciting, and you don't know who's going to win, and it's really awesome.
Yeah.
It
It reminds me a little bit of vanilla Lineage 2. It was basically open world PvP, the whole world.
Okay.
So basically, if you were fighting a raid boss, there could be another raid coming in and heal the boss up. They could heal the boss basically
Right.
up. So basically, if you had like
No one wants to heal these bosses up, trust me.
yeah, I mean that's not happening in ESO, but in Lineage 2 it was even more heavier
was
because
even more
you
hardcore.
could heal up the
Wow.
boss like from 1% to 100 again,
Oh, dear.
and then get killed and the other raid takes over basically. So.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. All in all, yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see. And they have said they're going to review
Yeah,
the loot
I think they will change
table.
it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
will change it.
If any of
will
you
know.
take part, please do send in tickets and bug reports, whatever you find that, if you find that you don't like a certain part of it or it's not working properly,
Definitely.
report it. No.
Definitely. Don't just go on the forums and say, I hate the idea. Go on to PTS and, and give it a go. But go with the group. Because I hear the same sort of things, sort of again and again. I mean, I was the same, where I hate PvP because I'm useless at it. If you're in a big group, even if you stood at the back with a staff or a bow, poking them with a stick, you're not useless. You're really not. And we all get killed. You just jump down off your ledge again. Endlessly. So, I think the Telbar stone system, I'm just looking at the notes for the armor sets, which I thought was quite good, which I wanted to sort of make a point of, is that the armor sets can be crafted. They will come from dungeon drops, or they can be purchased with Telvar stones, which means that those sets you can get in a number of different ways, which I thought was very good.
You sure about that? That you can get every set from that?
Yeah, I think it's
because I think
Is
it's
it-
split. I think there are some that you can craft, some that are droppable, and some that are from Telvar stones, but they basically have kind of the same bonus attached to them.
Right.
That's what I think, but because otherwise, why would I craft if I get it in a dungeon?
Right. The update includes, and I quote, 24 new item sets to seek out and acquire. These can be crafted at special locations within Imperial City, purchased from Telvar Armourer and Telvar Greater Armourer merchants, or obtained from the White Gold Tower and the Imperial City prison dungeons. So you don't even have to PvP or get Telvar stones to get those 24 item sets.
It's written that way, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's a suck it and see,
I'm not
basically, isn't
sure.
it?
I'm not sure. It's really meant that way.
Yet to be seen, I think.
Yeah.
Pooh to you, Deltia, and your negativity.
You're gonna have something on
She's
Delta.
so
People are
good.
gonna get a little bit confused.
I really am sorry. Gerant, I apologise.
Can I possibly move us into a little other section here?
Of course.
Along with the update, they are changing some passives for the races. Is that right?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Some are getting a little bit of a change to make them more viable in the game, because obviously there's some races that just don't get picked because they don't really do very much, do they?
Yeah.
Orcs, for instance, you very rarely see orcs running about in Warnhold.
Yeah, it's either, let's say, the changes to...
The weapon damage orcs are getting extra weapon damage
It's-
instead of
Yeah, extra
dash damage.
extra weapon damage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Khajiits are getting, is it a weapon crit? Or weapon crit and spell crit? Argonians get a potion bonus where they get more health, stamina, and magicka
That's right.
from their potions.
I believe it's doubled. Yeah, yeah,
I'm not sure in any other ones actually. I think those were the
Awesome.
three biggest.
yeah.
Wasmura getting more stamina.
Ooh, yay.
And stamina regeneration. And what I don't understand, I mean, I like it, but what I don't understand, Altmer get more magic regeneration.
Yeah, as if they needed it.
As
Really?
if they need, yeah, yeah.
Okay, go
But
for
I
it.
think it's to bring it in line with other bonuses, though, isn't it? Even though they do get more regen anyway.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure.
I mean,
Not like they aren't already overpowered or anything.
I
yeah.
must
No,
admit,
I mean,
I've
there,
not really
there is
looked at
no
the
there is no incentive for me to even make Altmer even stronger. I mean, I don't care. I have an Altmer on my Templar, but I was really surprised to see that.
to see that they've changed
was
it.
Something that wasn't
Nothing
actually
mentioned
needed.
about that race.
I mean, what was the other? I mean, the other news. I think we sort of like tickled the other news, didn't we? That Orsinium is coming in the fourth quarter. So that's a nice Christmas present for everybody.
Hopefully.
And if you've seen the QuakeCon vid, you
Or
would have
Hanukkah, or
heard them say
Kwanzaa.
that. Yeah.
Yes, Dark Brotherhood. I wondered what the hell you were doing there.
We know.
Talk to the hand. Wax.
And Thieves
Um,
Guild?
Yes, and Thieves, and they're going to be
First half of
separate
next year?
DLC.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are going to be.
I guess a separate storyline or something.
Yeah, separate storyline. I really hope that they are a lot the same quality as Orsinium and the Imperial City. You know, for the first 4 quarters worth of DLC, for it to be absolutely top quality stuff, then it's going to be really exciting. It really is. So, before we wrap up this particular segment, which has been the Imperial City segment, let's take it.
Expecting him to put them down.
No.
Yes, our director. So I've got a little voice in my ear saying, "Shut up, will you?" Let's have a look at the trailer for Imperial City. Okay, so what I thought we'd do is, I know I've cherry picked some things, quality of life things for me and my sorcerer, out of the notes.
Yeah, me too for my tank.
Yeah, I mean, there's come some quite significant changes to class changes, some controversial ones and less controversial. The big one, I think that I suppose it's PvP again, isn't it? Is Bolt Escape. We all hate streaking sorcerers in PvP with a passion. So they're changing that. Ball Lightning and Bolt Escape are both getting... It's quite a big nerf, actually, but I think it's a long time coming. It doesn't affect me particularly because I just really don't use them two skills, and I certainly don't play Sorcerer in PvP, but I'm actually quite happy with that. Let's have a see. We've got Energy Overload, which increases the... I think I'm using a different one, but it increases the amount of magicka returned to you by 300%, which... Yeah, I must admit, I use it for magicka regen, so I use that as an ultimate in long fights, so I can swap regen rather than popping a potion, or I'll do that part way through and pop a potion to get me right back up to the the maximum amount very quickly, and this will make it a lot more viable to pop off a few overload shots and get back into the fight rather than being really low on magicka. Mage's Fury, increasing the execute damage by 10%, which, I use an add-on that tells you when you're within execute range, and sometimes, depending on the mob, I find myself having to do 2 or 3 executes to try and get the mob finally down. And then Surge, which I'm happy about because I use it a lot, it's increasing the duration of the ability by 50%, so it lasts longer, and it's going to be cheaper. And I believe that's to bring it in line with some of the other buffs that the other ones have got. And the change to Thundering Presence, I use Thundering Presence at the moment, but they're changing it to a stamina one, so I'm going to have to respec and see what they've done with Boundless Storm. So, see if they change.
All these skills are like gobbledygook to me because I've never played that character. Just like,
Yeah, I just love seeing those big crits pop off. It's just marvelous. It really is. Yeah, more figures. The more Ks after the main figure, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to respecing and seeing what we can do after
We'll
that.
get our free respec with the upgrade.
We will indeed. Yes. Yeah. Free respecs all around. Like, I think they did that before.
Yeah.
They did major changes, didn't they?
And
Yeah.
it's only logical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need
So you need a respec. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I found 2 things that, in all those notes, I found 2 things that I thought affected my character. Grim Focus was one. I don't know if you're familiar with Grim Focus. Basically, when you used it on your bar, if you had 7 light shots, you would get a bonus shot that was free.
Yeah.
They've reduced that to 4 light shots now.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference because there's some instances or some parts where, as a tank, I switched to bow because you need the DPS. You don't need a tank.
Right.
Tank doesn't affect the fight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's awesome because I'll be able to use that, and it actually makes a difference. So yeah, looking forward to that. Definitely.
I think I had that on my bar once and took it off because I could never
Just 7 light attacks.
enough in. Yeah.
But you use it easily enough if you do weaving or whatnot. And the second one was Drain Power, increased damage by approximately 20% with this skill. And that's a fairly decent increase.
It's a big chunk, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that too.
Cool.
Short and sweet.
That was short. Oh, more time for me then. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the good part because the bad parts are long, I think. My main is a tank, so the taunt immunity will no longer be triggered if only one player character is taunting the monster. So that's actually good if you are the only tank in a raid, or if the off tank is not really taunting that much. So you basically don't have to time every 13 seconds or so that you have to retaunt. You can basically taunt whenever you got time. That's a good thing. The other good thing is that the class stamina abilities are now 20% cheaper in costs. So before they changed it that you had only the weapon skills. Now there are also the stamina morphs or whatever you have on your skill bars. So that's also good. So then I have some neutral points. That's like a roll dodge will increase by 33% or so if you do a second one, and it stacks. The more roll dodge you do, the more
it costs.
The more it costs, yeah. So for me in tanking, I normally only roll dodge once, like Manticore when it does his heavy swing or something like that. So it doesn't really affect me much. So for me it's kind of neutral, but I know that there are builds like, I don't know, Nightblade builds that were basically roll dodging endlessly.
Yeah.
So they won't be happy, but yeah, I don't care about that.
Thanks, Ambro. I feel love. I feel love.
Yeah, then neutral to good thing is that some item sets are changing. So I don't know yet if it's neutral or good in that case, but his spark is getting changed. So the 5-piece set for his spark is getting changed to have the major is it called evasion buff? I think major evasion buff, I think it is, which is basically a 20% dodge fixed, as far as I know. I have to test it, but I think it's now fixed, and before it was only if you held block. So basically it's all the time on, so to speak.
Right.
And the same bonus is now also on Spectre. Spectre's Eye set. Before it was when you used a Magicka ability, you had those 20% for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically also the same set bonus now. And I think if you're going tanking with that evasion in mind, Spectre is now better. Because for Spectre you also get Magicka as a bonus. And the same that would be Magicka on his spark is health regeneration, and you don't really need that. I mean, I don't need that. So I think I will switch to Spectre for a tanking set.
Actually, that is what they supplied on PTS.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Yeah. No, it's White Strike. White Strike is the heavy one.
Right.
White Strike is the heavy one. And now to the bad one. Super duper bad for tanks. You no longer regenerate stamina, and for stamina builds in general, you no longer regenerate stamina while blocking. I mean, what the fuck, sauce?
Where did they come out with that? I mean, who possibly said to them, I think this game would be better if you switched off stamina regen while our tank is blocking? Who would possibly... Eric. Oh my god.
No,
really? That's
really,
just...
I mean, it comes from PvP. Okay, I get it. PvP, everyone was perma-blocking and it was bad, yes. Change it for PvP only. Don't touch PvE. Change it for PvP only, please.
That's just for basic regen, though, isn't it?
It's for basic regen, and I have a build for tanking that's called the Blockade, and there are people posting on Tamriel Founded that they say that even Dragon's Blood, Green Dragon Blood, is not recovering stamina if you're holding block. I have to test it, but if that's true, then it's basically the skill that you have to regen stamina as a Dragon Knight. It's not working, except if you're using Earth and Heart abilities for the passive, but still.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm slightly really slightly positive that at least my blockade build is still working, because my stamina regeneration was only like 500 or so. So it's not
Yeah.
really touching that much on it, but I really have to test it like in 2 weeks when I get our things up. And I think that's it.
Just
what
to
I had
add on
to
the end there, I did notice that one of the new sets that they're bringing in that we've seen on the PTS, the one you mentioned before, the Rose set,
Yeah,
the 5-piece
Rainbow
bonus
set,
would
5
actually help
pieces.
with that. They've
Yeah,
rated this bonus. But,
Yeah, you're getting stamina back when you're blocking, but it depends. I still think Spectre His Spark is still better, because I think it's better to evade the attack than to block it.
Okay.
But
But Battle Roar. They're changing Battle Roar passive, aren't they?
I don't think it's that bad, because it's now on the highest.
On your high stat. Yeah. I think that's quite a positive change, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Very good.
That's for me.
Awesome. And that's it for that section.
Okay, guys, so it's a public competition time. This competition is open to members of Alith and any other characters or people that play ESO. Anyone is welcome to join in. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. Right. The Guild Officer's Officer Lounge has been burgled. Reports have informed us that the culprit has been spotted around Stone Falls and has been selling off various furniture items belonging to the Alith Officer Lounge. That's our stuff, Princess. Help us locate the stolen goods. You can do this by finding all the items currently displayed in the screenshots. I don't know what's titled yet.
That's mine.
You will need to take screenshots of each of these items, along with your character in the view and map location, and send the screenshots to info@alith-eso.com. Yes, we have a shiny new email address. That's info@alith-eso.com. The first 3 submissions with the correct screenshots will each win 10,000 gold. Good luck.
Awesome. Okay, so on to our guild news section. And as always, although it's my story again, we're going to have to get one of you guys to do it.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Yeah. A funny thing happened on the way to Mournhold. And I was going to tell a long story about Veteran City Bash, but I really would have gone on and on and on about it. And it really wasn't that funny. But if you've seen the tail wagging in the background on occasional shots, that was my homicidal dog, who one evening last week decided to get a little bit excited on the stairs and swiped my feet out from underneath me. And we both ended up in a heap at the bottom. And does anyone know the artist Jackson Pollock? By any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, my butt cheeks, Jackson Pollock. Seriously, multicoloured bruises. I could. No, I won't show you.
No.
At least you're okay. Is the dog okay?
This is true. I've only got a tiny little boo-boo on my arm, but yeah, Jackson Pollock. I'm going to take a picture, put it on the forums.
I don't think people are going to want to see that, Princess.
No,
Maybe put it in a spoiler.
Yeah, that'd possibly be a good idea. Yeah, spoiler you really don't want to see.
You never know. Nick would probably
Spoiler your
like to see
lunch.
that.
Yeah.
He likes those things.
So we've had a promotion within the guild. We now have a new recruitment champion. Our recruitment champions are the guys who, I won't say spam, but we do basically
Advertise.
They spam. They advertise. Sorry, they advertise in chat, in the various zones, and we have a schedule. The guys go around and They really are awesome. We really do get an awful lot of applications on the strength of our recruitment champions. And our new one, who was promoted since last time, is Melika Bell. Congratulations. Welcome to
Melly.
the team. Yeah,
Welcome.
awesome. And the next news, if you're a member, you'll know all about it. We had a very, very slow, unfortunately, website. Very slow occasionally. We've migrated to a new server. Huge amounts of work. But we had successful migration to the new server, and the site speed is amazingly improved, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is.
Definitely
Huge
better, yeah.
improvement. Along with the addition of our new email address, which is info@alith.com. We have the addition of the Alith-Cast on its own player. So you've got direct access, direct.
Yeah, on the front page.
Spit it out, yes, man. Direct access to the webcasts right from the front page. Next
We also
section.
have the calendar update.
Oh, yes.
You can see on the homepage what events you've signed up to on the calendar.
Yeah. If you're logged in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice and handy.
Which
And if you click on the date, it will take you to that event on the calendar, which is super duper handy.
very good.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it does huge amount of work in the background on the
Making it all work.
on making
Yeah.
it all as smooth as possible. Yeah. And he's our creative director, by the way. Did I mention that?
Yeah, he's the little
Yes,
voice
yes.
that whispers.
The voice in the back of my head. Well, one of the voices in the back of my head, anyway.
He whispers. He doesn't really whisper, does he? It's more like, do it now. Yes, Bill.
So, next section in the new section is we have Guild Raid updates from GeraintAmbrosia. Take it away, mate.
Yep. So actually, there's not really that many news, but some. First one is we got a new raid leader. That's me. So yay me! And because of that, we will soon look for new raid mentors, because I was a raid mentor before and now I'm a raid leader. So again, we will search for 2 raid mentors soon. So watch on the forum and yeah, apply if you have a good go with other guild members and you like raiding and describing what raid is about and what the monsters and the bosses do and stuff. So give it a go if you want to do it.
So,
It's not really that hard.
Well,
What's-
not scary.
what- yeah, what's the major differences between mentor and leader?
Yeah. So the raid mentors are normally responsible for the learning raids, but they are also like helping out the raid leaders for the experience raids. For example, if normally we have 2 raid leaders present at the experience raid, but sometimes one of those can't make it, or in worst case both can't make it, then a raid mentor can even step in and lead that experience raid, or they are basically taking up certain parts of describing the encounters. For example, if a raid mentor is specialized in healing, then he can take part of describing to the new healers in the raid what's going on and stuff like that. So that's basically the difference. So raid mentors are leading the learning raids and are helping the raid leaders basically in the experience raid if needed. So, and the raid leaders itself are normally, I mean, the raid leaders can also lead learning raids, but they are normally focused on leading the XP rates, so the
Yeah.
experience rates.
The mentors help teach
Yeah.
the mechanics of the trials.
Yes,
So if anyone
yes.
hasn't done it before, the learning raids are for you because everything is explained.
Yep,
If you have any
that's correct.
questions, don't feel too silly to ask
Yeah.
them. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. So you basically need You basically need to know the dungeon to be a raid mentor, so you can describe it to people that haven't been in there yet.
Yeah.
And for raid news, there's only little raid news, but we continue to do our normal learning raids and XP raids for AA and Hurrah like normal. But for our Sanctum Ophidia raid, we finally beat the Sanctum Ophidia normal run in the base time, so not the speed run yet, but in the base time, which is I think 55 minutes. So we got now more than 104 points for just completing it. We got like 5,900 or something for being inside the normal timing. And we also did the feeding pit achievement. So basically you before you enter the room of the main boss, there's also a sideway where you basically jump into a hole, and before you defeat the first boss, you can take food, like meat, a meat hump from a cave, and you place it then there, and basically you get swarmed by trolls, and if you survive that the trolls jumping down on you and poisoning you and whatnot, then you get an achievement. Yeah, it was actually easier than we thought it would be. So we actually beat it first try. So that's
I have an update.
That's cool.
I got an achievement for blowing the horn in Hellra.
we also got a tactic for that now, so it's easier to do
we've
that.
got that sorted, haven't we? Yeah.
So if you need that achievement, join the learning raids.
Awesome.
So as for PvP updates, there really isn't anything, but we are aware that with the coming update, there will be a change to the PvP campaigns. We are aware of this. So we will discuss if anything needs to change. I don't think we actually are in any danger because we have Azure Star as our home campaign as it stands, and it will remain the same as it is now. So
yeah, it's a standard campaign, isn't it? That
we will keep an eye on it, and if anything changes, we will let you know. So don't panic.
Marvelous. Right. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem.
Okay, and now on to we've got some updates from our guild social events, and with us is our resident events officer. It's Clairella. Hello.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hello. How are you doing? Are you excited for the city?
Oh yeah, I've already been in and experienced much pain in Imperial City. I have to say. It's very exciting though, it's good fun, nice to have something new to explore. But you've got the usual annoying gankers, which are stopping people's fun, but
it's
just like
PvP.
I know, I mean, I can understand the ganking inside the city, but they're actually trying to prevent people actually getting to the sewer entrance. They're ganking people outside the car on the test server.
It's just
no life. No life.
Meanies.
But no, it's good, except for I've crashed a lot in there. I actually gave up earlier because I just would log in and crash 2 seconds later.
Yeah, I don't think we expected quite so many people to go and test it. Probably trying to get more.
That's a good point.
I tested it crashing in every single area of Imperial City now.
It's an achievement.
It should be an achievement. I would have got it all of them.
Yeah, it's actually quite encouraging that they're getting enough people on the PTS to actually crash the server. So
yeah, there was people everywhere. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely very busy at that. Which is nice.
Cool. So, updaters.
Well, since our last podcast, I think we did talk about the A-list derby, which was upcoming, which we have now done. So we had many naked Lithians running through various maps across Tamriel, which did get a few stops and stares, but yeah, I think it was very good. And we had some overall winners from that, which were Macjulos, Fayola, and Fu. Very well done.
Well done, guys.
So, yeah,
What were the prizes for that, by the way?
gold. And a cheer, followed by a naked swimmer swordfish.
Yeah, what else?
It's traditional.
It is, it's tradition.
That event was actually streamed, wasn't it?
Nephim.
Nephim.
Yeah,
streamed
Nephim
that.
streamed it live as well. It's very entertaining. All you can hear is, oh no, I'm hit a rock, no, I'm...
Oh, Ken was hilarious. Honestly, she got lost on every single race.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
No,
We should have given her a booby prize.
Maybe we can do it for the future. The one that gives the most entertainment during the race.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was entertaining hearing everybody swearing, going, "Oh my god, Rock! Oh my god, I've totally got the wrong way. Oh, I'm losing time here." Yeah. So no, it is very funny. And then also we did another mini event. We did Officer Hide and Seek, which Holly helped me out with. We had immense fun on that one as well, and Belle was in on that as well. And basically, we did it on the Stonefalls map, so everybody could join in, even our lowest levels. So I think we had lowest level was like 10. So, but we had level 10 to VR14s all joining in. Basically, one of the officers plonked themselves somewhere on the map, hid themselves offline, so no cheating was allowed, and said, "Right, go. The officer is somewhere on the map. Go and find them."
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
It was
No,
seriously impressive how they actually found us each time. Thinking I've
No,
got an
because
off
one of
spot.
us, because it was just one officer to start with, and we had the other officers in the group, and they could see the arrows just like scatter across the map.
Mhm.
So it was quite impressive how far people went to look. So and then we had a couple of rounds. We had one officer to find, and then 2 officers to find, followed by 3 officers to find, and gave out 10k gold for each one. Whoever
Not
found
too
it.
shabby.
Nice. That's
That's good.
that's.
Yeah, and we had
surprise.
we had 6 winners on that one. We had Foo, who's obviously doing quite well on guild events lately. Violet, Ulfric, Prips, Melly, and Krista.
Very good.
So yeah,
I have to say, Belle was the best hider.
he did pick a very good
Hit-
spot.
His one took a while.
Yeah, you had to give a clue in the end on his one. Yeah.
It's like, I thought I had an awesome spot, and yeah, I was found first. And just like, how did you find me? Oh, I just thought I'd look over here.
I was rubbish at hide and seek in real life as well. Awesome.
So yeah. So now there'll be some more upcoming mini events. We might be doing a cliff diving mini event in the future.
That will be popular. People have been asking about cliff diving, I must admit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that will
Yeah.
we have to done naked as well, of course, because we don't want people to damage their armour.
No.
Don't want to be held responsible for repairs.
Guild tabards can be worn. Yeah.
Yeah, guild tabards, nothing else. But yeah, still working on the mystery event, which I mentioned last time. So that one's quite a big event, so that one's taking a little bit more organisation because we need quite a few officers to get involved with that one.
Yeah.
And they will have to learn some lines.
Princess is a good actor. He can just do all the roles.
All of them. Yeah, okay.
Just you could actually log your characters off in the different places and just log them off. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, place the carrot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Not that I haven't got that many alts. Honestly.
No, we don't have. I don't have like 7 out of 8 slots filled up.
Only 7?
Well, to be fair, 2
Really?
2 of them are my spares. I can store all my extra stuff on those.
My name's Krysalan, and I'm an alcoholic.
We have a few of those in the guild.
Mm-hmm, just a few.
Yeah.
So no. So yeah. If I think Officer Hide and Seek, we could definitely implement that in the future. And people love the derby and want to do it again because some people missed out and said they would really like to join in. So yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome sauce. I love that expression. Awesome sauce. Right. Okie dokie. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for coming on, Claire.
Yay.
Bye for now.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye. Have some coffee.
Yes.
Okay, next we have the community spotlight section. First up, we have our member awards. Now, Alith has a monthly member awards for our members to recognise those who are doing a good job and those who have been with the guild for over 6 months. We ask guild members and officers to vote on who they think deserves a member's award within Alith. So, without further ado, I'm going to read this list of very impressive Alith members. So our member champions, those who were nominated by our members. First off, we have Renton. He's a regular appearance here, isn't he? Kinmont, Fu, Maxime, Era, Christy, Gareth Sarge, Grievous, Kadaran, Christoph, Nick, Mac, and Violet. Congrats, guys. You were all nominated by our members for being fantastic members. Good job. Keep it up. And next we have those who were nominated as above and beyond, those members who really go out of their way to make other members feel special, include them in activities and help them out in any way they can. So these members are Maxime, Gareth Sarge, GeraintAmbrosia, yay! Grievous, Nick again, Bladed, of course, and Mac. Well done, guys. You really have stepped up and helped out, and we really appreciate it.
Well done, guys.
Thank you. And the next title is Party Animal. Now, we have a couple of people in the guild that are always there to raise spirits, and they chat away in guild chat as if it's 1969. It's awesome. They keep the guild going. They keep the chat flowing. They're always happy and willing to join in whatever way they can. So these guys are Nick, of course, our schema addict who likes to eat officers. Of course you're in there, Nick. Well done. Crash Diet, he is always in guild chat. Always. Crash
and
is
badass.
Such a nice guy.
Oh,
Yoo-hoo! He is always in guild chat, making sure everyone's happy and everyone's joining in. He's a great guy. And of course, Violet. Violet has been an awesome part of the guild since she joined. She really gets involved and she's always happy and eager to help in any way. So thank you, Violet.
Really is. Yeah. Nicely done, guys. Well done.
Next up is slightly different tact. Alith Elders, those that are full of knowledge and like to share their knowledge with their other members. Those that are there to help people that haven't got the experience that they have and are willing to share their knowledge and help other people progress. And we have Gareth Sarge, Renton, Bladed Belial, GeraintAmbrosia,
again,
and
feels like
Lonyan.
I'm old.
Yeah, maybe it is a hint that they're old. Are all these people old? I don't think so.
Don't look at the grey hair.
So well done, guys. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being there
Well
for our
done.
members and helping them along. And the last, but very definitely not least, is our guild champion. Now, this is a member that has been nominated by the officers for going above and beyond, stepping up when they're needed, and being there for our members. So well done to Gareth Sarge. You are this month's guild champion. So thank you very much.
Nicely done,
Well done.
Gareth. Well, hey, nicely done.
That's it for our member awards.
Great
And I
stuff.
think now we have our Ask the Officers section. Are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
I don't think we've got any really scary questions this time, so I think we'll be okay.
No. We'll be
So,
fine.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Okay, so first question is from Mr. Redhead. And he says, maybe make an organized low-level dungeon event now and again. And he goes on to describe how we could do this. Now, we have actually had this in the past, where we did veteran dungeons, learning veteran dungeons with mentors. But when they brought trials in, we actually had to focus on, one or the other. We don't have the resources or the raid leaders to do multiple dungeons or runs per day. So we really had to pick and choose what we could do. And it was decided that trials are much harder to organize without a proper event because you need 12 members and you need somebody there that knows what they're doing to lead people through that. Group dungeons, however, you only need 4 people. And some of them are quite well known by now because they've been around since the beginning of the game. You can do them at lower levels and you can do them at higher levels, whereas trials are specifically for end game VR12 plus. So we just don't have the raid leaders to do guild dungeons every day to cover every member because, we have over 400 members. That would be, 100 possible
That's-
pledges per day.
yeah.
We just can't cover that.
That's an awful lot.
But we do suggest that people shout in guild chat. If you don't get a response, maybe shout again a little while later. But the event calendar is there, and the forum is there, and the Facebook group is there. If you can't see anyone in guild chat, by all means set up an event so that people can sign up if they find that time is suitable for them.
Definitely.
Or a forum post so that people can post, yeah, I'd like to do pledges. I'm a VR7 or VR5, or, so if you can just grab a group together, we have plenty of members, and people like to do the pledges because who doesn't like XP, And there's also the loot drop and the gold keys, silver keys. There's always people looking for pledges. So use the resources that we've got. We've got the Facebook group, we've got the event calendar, we've got the forum, we've got guild chat. So between the 4 things, there's going to be a way to find a group. So
yeah, and we've got some really, really experienced members.
definitely.
If you want to learn a veteran dungeon, more than happy to take you through a veteran dungeon. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
Definitely.
laughing because the cat is doing it again. But
Ignore the cat, bro. You were looking for
No,
that.
yeah,
You had to have been looking for that. As soon as the cat moved, you're like, yeah.
yeah. Now I just wanted to jump in. Some people are just lazy, and I don't mean it in a bad way. But on Monday is basically our so to speak free day for events. So just post an event there on Monday.
Yeah.
Once people see events, they look what it is, and then they sign up, because they are sometimes too lazy to create them themselves, and they actually want to do it. So just make the first step, create an event on Monday. It's basically our free day, and I'm pretty sure people will jump in.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. And, if there's anybody in our guild that would like to help teach people the mechanics of the veteran dungeons, by all means, start setting up events and start helping out. There's absolutely nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
There's no rule against anyone stepping in and teaching guild members how to
Definitely don't be afraid to speak up.
We also have, I don't want to advertise my YouTube channel, but we also have like guided dungeon runs on video where you can see what the bosses do. They are not quite as, up to date, but the base mechanics are still there, so you could also check that out. It's also on our Alith YouTube channel, so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question is from Lonian. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Lonian?
Lonin.
Lonin.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lonin. Got it.
Not onion.
Onion. Sorry. As discussed in Alith-Cast 1, the guild has a lot of alts and other factions, but whoever asked the question don't think wanted another guild formed, but to find out if there were other people in other factions. I have a VR13 Nightblade in Banana Faction. He actually wrote Banana Faction. I rarely played now, but would quite happily play with another guildie to help out whenever. Now, basically, I don't think that was a question rather than a suggestion to, give a different answer to our question from the last one. We discussed this, and we think, possibly we could create a section on our member profile so that people can post that they have an alt on another faction, because at the moment we can post that we have alts, but there's not a way to search to see if somebody has a Aldmeri Dominion alt.
Of course,
Whatever to do a dungeon. So we will look into that to see if there's a way to use our forum member profiles to find other people in other factions to do pledges or Craglorn quests with, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely worth looking into.
Because we've got the new improvement to the group finder incoming, where it's going to be
if I'm
cross-faction.
Cross-faction, that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to say, yeah. So I
Yeah,
think it's
so-
coming. Maybe
yeah, so-
not right
not
now,
this
but
year.
soon.
Yeah. So knowing if you've got a character you fancy playing on a different faction that you want to break out, and then that's dungeons are going to be cross-faction.
Yeah, I think we will be working with guild also. I don't think it will be just group finder.
Yeah.
I think it will be open in general.
Yeah.
But until then, feel free to use the forum, make a post, if you need to, asking for other people if they want to do pledges on a different faction. There's no harm in that. So next question is from Tengri. It's actually quite similar to the first question. Any chance of reinstating vet dungeon learning runs? Tengri remembers that before we did the learning runs for veteran dungeons with raid mentors, and very much enjoyed those, and would appreciate seeing them again. Not just for themselves, but for obviously the new members that have joined that didn't have the chance to see those because they were a while ago. We haven't done those in a wee while. So same answer as before. We used to have the veteran runs, but with the introduction of trials and a large base of our members being in the high veteran levels, it just wasn't deemed as doable as the trials, and we certainly can't fit in all of them. I mean, we are short on raid leaders as is. These guys do an awesome job and they put in so much time in it. We can't really ask them to put even more in because, you know, they want to play the game too. So yeah, but as I said before, if anyone else wants to do these, you can set up events, you can do a forum post, even if you want to be like a raid leader and set up your own events so that people can join in and do group dungeons with you, by all means go ahead and do that. You're obviously going to help out a lot of people, so yeah, just try and get it organized, guys. Just make that little bit of effort and make the event and see who signs up. And you know what, you might even end up with the officers in there too. You just never know.
It's true, yeah. I mean, putting your own event up on the calendar, I think some people see it as such a massive step, and you know, am I treading on anybody's toes? You know, by putting it.
Yeah.
No, it's totally up there for you to, you know, get those events up. It really is.
It's for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, if we had 10 people up there doing on a Monday, 10 events, 10 people wanting to do 10 different dungeons, they would so get filled.
Yeah.
Those events. Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's actually some members in our guild already that end up doing about 4 or 5 pledges per day, just because they want the XP, they want the gold keys, and, you know, they don't care that they're doing it 4 times. They just they'll do it.
Yeah,
no problem at all.
I mean, we have currently over 400 members, so I think there's a big chance that you have like 3 people joining in.
Yeah, and a lot of people are, you know, they're hitting that level where they want to do pledges, but they've never done them before, and they're too scared to just shout out, anyone want to do pledges, because they, you know, they don't know the mechanics. So if anyone wants to set up these events and knows the mechanics and can help others out, it would be really appreciated. We honestly can't tell you how much that would be appreciated, because people really would like to get involved. So that would be awesome. So our next question is from Lonin. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Again. There are a lot of events coming up being organised by ESO, presumably GM events. These were really good on other MMOs I have played. It would be nice to attend as a guild, especially if it will be like Cyrodiil. Now, I haven't actually attended any of the events that have been organised by ESO themselves.
I'm not entirely sure whether they were GM events.
Maybe on the PTS.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing events on the PTS that I know, but on the real server, I'm not so sure.
I really haven't seen. I mean, I've seen some that were, you know, when they do on ESO Live and they do the events, the community events section. I've seen some that were sort of quite ambiguous as to whether they were organised by Zenimax or whether they were organised by
some guild or something.
A guild. Yeah. But I've never actually seen any official GM events. But it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, basically, we had a wee chat about it, and it does sound like fun, and I'm sure a lot of us would like to attend. But again, it's a matter of time for the officers or raid leaders, depending on when we can be online and how many of us we can get together. So we do encourage that if you'd like to attend these things, advertise it in the forum or in guild chat, and I'm sure you would get a group of people that would love to go. So you could make it a guild event, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be organised by the officers. You could certainly organise that by yourself, or you could even create one of these events by yourself. Don't be scared to use our event calendar. I can't say it enough. It's there for you. So, yeah, use it. And I have one more question, and it's from Lonin again. So thank you, Lonin, for making my job hard this week. I enjoyed watching the first Alith-Cast and was really great to see people we talked to on Vent, but perhaps 2 hours was a bit long. Sorry, Lonin. Yeah, I think a few people were a bit shocked when they realised it was 2 hours. I think we were a bit shocked when we realised it was 2 hours. It's just how it happened. So apologies for that. It wasn't on purpose, I can promise you that. Is it viable to do 1 hour broadcasts more often, or is geared to doing them once a month? Now, we have some news on that, actually.
Do we? Okay.
Yes, we do. So, I'm not sure how long this particular podcast is going to end up being, but we can confirm that we will be shortening our episodes. We're hoping to aim for the 1 hour mark, although I feel this one might just be overshooting that just a little bit.
Yes, could be.
Apologies there. But it is shorter than 2 hours. I'm sure of that. I'm sure our editor will work hard to make sure it's shorter than 2 hours. So, yeah, shorter. And we will be moving our show to fortnightly in the near future. So you will have more frequent, but not quite so long. So I hope that makes you happy, Lonin. Hopefully it'll make everyone happy, not having to sit and watch it for 2 hours. You will see more of us more frequently, but we won't keep you so long on an evening. So, yeah. So thank you, everyone, for your questions, Lonin. Thank you.
Yes.
And of course, post your new questions on the forum or send them to info@alitheso.com, and we will make sure to answer them on our next podcast.
Awesome. Okay, that about wraps it up for the show. Thank you very much for watching, downloading us, tuning in, streaming us, however, using up all your valuable internet resources to stick with us through, hopefully not another 2 hour show.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. As always, thank you to all the staff who do huge amounts in the background, all the work that they put in, from our recruitment champions, our raid leaders, mentors, the rest of the officers, not forgetting our guild leader, and again, for our original theme music, Wasania. Thank you to Rhyme and Belazarus for the website and the show design. And if you are interested in joining Alith, you can hop along to our website at alitheso.com. That's ALITHESO.com. Look for us on Facebook under Facebook groups, Alith ESO, just do a search on there for us. And our YouTube channel, look for, I believe it's Alith Guild in our YouTube channel. Or email us on our spanking new email address. That's info@alitheso.com, info@alitheso.com, or contact us in game. Our officers, I'm sure, are going to be in the credits as we roll. And as always, to our members who make it an absolute pleasure to log into the game every single night. Well done, guys. It's
Thank you, guys.
fantastic. And good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.